And there's a few things to note. So straight off the bat, well, what are we looking at? That was extreme as a long zone. I called that. You'll know if you follow me. Go back on my posts and streams, go and watch it because I called it. I said you're slamming down into this rock bed of support. Okay, price rejection, nice area for you to bounce, and lo and behold, you come straight to those key moving averages I've labeled, and you get long. Now, this is really important as well. I don't particularly look for moving averages to cross over. I think again it's all a theory. Lots of people who know me know I'm quite quite bold in my remarks really, in regards to things like this. I wouldn't have taken that trade because the MA crossed over. If you were someone who did that, you might have got it right this time like we did. But you're getting it right is for the wrong reasons. And you'll do that again and you'll find that it's not the case that every time the MAs cross over, the price goes the way you want. So don't trade on that basis. MAs, moving averages, simple moving averages, whatever you want to call them, they are used simply to track price. And it's very much worth noting as well, all the people who, they shower their charts with indicators. Um, all you're doing is putting the same information on your screen in a different format. Okay, the stochastic oscillator, the moving averages, every single indicator in this list or whatever you're trading does basically the same thing. It takes a certain amount of candles, it does a calculation, and it prints a squiggly line or a coloured line. The only ones you need really are the ones that allow you to track a long-term low price, like the 200 or 100 MA, because it tells you, okay, let's take a sample of 200 candles and let's work out what the lowest price is. It's the same as if you took 200 people and measured all their height. Who's the shortest? Who's the tallest? How many of them are there? Okay, or the weather. If you look at last year's temperatures, you'll know if you take the last 365 days, what is a considerably warmer price, sorry, a warmer temperature, not price, or a colder temperature. You're just tracking the value of any market, okay? You're tracking the extremes, if you like. So when you come to extremes, i.e. extreme lows, your bias should change to the long side because after extreme lows comes long moves. As you've seen repeatedly, okay, if you don't believe me, it is fact, but you can see that anyway. It doesn't need to come from me specifically. Um, but that's why we took it long. So conversely, once you get very far off this key moving average, you've got to ask yourself, okay, well, instead of being long, what do I want to be? Okay, so if after this key moving average is hit, and you've come right down, you know it's a low price and it's gone long, and now you've gone from 131 all the way to 138, it's a considerable move, isn't it? So one would expect perhaps the market may fall exactly as you saw there, okay? And exactly as you saw there, which illustrates clearly a downtrending market. So if you've seen it short here once, you've seen it short there once, perhaps, just perhaps, you might consider it could be short again, okay? Again, we're going off probability and what we've seen. So what does it look like really? Well, first of all, you're starting to peel away already. So you've got some kind of entry confirmation. If you drop your time frames lower, you can see the market's starting to drip down. It wouldn't shock me if that candle comes below the previous 1 hour low here because it looks very, very heavy. It's like there's a weight dragging it down or just selling action. Stochastic oscillator is coming low. Okay, so you're a little bit late on your entry. You probably should have entered it earlier or when I pulled it on my post I've done because I did a post on there. Wouldn't be entirely shocked if you start to stumble firstly at the level I've just labelled unless you get strong news in the US later via the core personal consumption expenditures. Okay, personal consumption is a good topic at the moment because it's going to tell you about people spending and what they're buying and everything like that. And really, I wouldn't be surprised if you just track down to that. Okay, so core personal consumption expenditures, rather almost definition like, it's the monthly changes in personal spending and personal income. So if people got more money, they'll spend more of it. Businesses can grow, things like that. So I wouldn't be shocked if you come down to here. I may consider being lightly long, but the key thing to take away from this is that when you've got a situation where you come from here 131 all the way to 138.5 within on the weekly as well, you know, 10th of July to coming up to the end of October, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row, two as a pullback, and then a further, excluding this one, which didn't really drop you down, another five. You've clearly come a very long way. And what is probably most notable is the fact that if you look here, you've already seen it fall significantly from this level. So you know that's where traders like it short. Again, you're going off probability, okay? So the price is high, you know it's a short, you've come well off these lows where you went long, you're well off these two long-term key moving averages and your lower moving averages, where you can see, by the way, price bounce significantly. Okay, so you should really be looking to the short side, in my opinion, and I think that's where you'll go. I think ultimately you'll come through support level 1 that I labelled, and this is probably more ideal for new long entries. Again, I would probably still make them light because you're very early on supply demand curve, but you had a similar thing here, okay, and a similar thing before, and you can see you've bounced from it on either side, okay? So really strong support there. Wouldn't be shocked at all if that is your first level that you come to. So that is the dollar CAD. Again, if you're coming in and you've seen this, don't forget to get my free training underneath that teaches you more about all those methods. So